This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like.
Hey everybody, grab a coffee, pull up a chair. I'm Angie.
I'm Jody, and this is what healing looks like.
So, the first time that we saw each other, more as adults, and met each other, well, not even met each other, just saw each other.
Yeah.
We didn't even interact.
No.
I was, I was at your house because we like our little group or whatever would hang out at the Denny's and that's when you could smoke in the restaurant.
Yes.
So we would smoke and have coffee all night long, and all of us would tip the waitress pretty well, so she didn't care that we were taking up a whole booth. And it was usually late at night, so nobody was really there anyway.
Right.
And then they talked about going. A couple of the guys that we were with talked about going to their friend's house, and so we went over, and it was your house.
I didn't know this part.
So we went over to and it was almost like it was almost like they were waiting for you to go to bed or something. I don't know what it was.
They were scared of me. They should have been scared of me.
You were pregnant. You were like, what were you, like 9 months pregnant or 8 months pregnant?
I was pretty far along because we moved into our apartment, I think when I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant. Yeah, so it had to be around then because we moved when I was far along. I lived in the South Oxford apartments.
Right. And it's hard for me to judge too because like Colton was such a big baby.
Oh, I was so big, and I was teeny when I got pregnant with him.
Right.
And so, yeah, they told me from the get-go that they were going to have to start me early because he was much bigger than he should have been.
Right.
And he always was. But I expected that because all of Bryce's brothers,
mm-hmm.
all of their wives had big kids,
mm-hmm.
and all of his sisters had preemies. It's just a thing in their family. And he has 11 brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, I literally, all of my stretch marks I got from my first child.
Yeah.
And they look like bear marks.
Oh, yeah.
Still working on healing from those. Yeah. But so, yeah, they were waiting for me to go to sleep.
Right. So I think that's what it was. Absolutely. And then it was okay to go over. And I think it was, I don't know if I should say their name or not, but
people in this podcast, if we talk about you and you hear your name, you're welcome.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
If we might change people's names, which if in some stories we haven't really talked about this, but however, just for peace of mind for everybody involved, I'll probably change names.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
And really, a lot of the stories, nobody really knows them but us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there will be some people who will be like, hey!
Right. I don't want my oldest child, because it deals with his dad, to be upset or anything. I mean, he knows that they're like,
right.
There's things, he knows.
Right. There's always things.
Right. And he knows how his dad is and all the things. But I just don't want to make it weird for him is all.
Yeah.
So my son's father and his friend were waiting for you to be asleep and your ex-husband to be asleep.
Yeah.
So, or to be okay and awake and like,
right.
There was a promise that it was just going to be poker or something, and it was going to be quiet. And so you were okay because of that. Right. It was like the main thing was it was going to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it was a party and it was loud.
A full-blown party.
Right. And you had come out a couple of times asking the noise to be turned down. And it just never did. It never got any quieter. And I know, like, it was awkward for me to be there because
of the craziness.
Well, not only that, but we had just barely started hanging out with
Right.
this crowd. And so it was when you don't know anybody and you don't like have connection and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So it's kind of weird. And like it was just me and my one friend were there. And so it was just kind of weird and awkward. Like, she put me in so many of those positions. I can't
Well,
even
and
believe it,
almost like with the people that were there, I could tell like the people that really cared, like you and
Mhm.
sorry,
That's
and
okay.
her, sorry, and because I felt that you felt disrespectful, like when like you were like, oh God, this is so disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that, and that it was.
Yeah.
It was, and it had nothing to do with the people that came not knowing.
Right.
It had everything to do with the people that were heading it up.
Right.
That had no respect
Right.
for me.
Right. The
And
people
that I
who-
was working 2 jobs and needed
Right.
rest.
Right. Absolutely.
And pregnant. The reason why they were cautious about asking me about it is because the party before, he was shooting 2 people, were shooting bottle rockets out our chimney.
Oh.
That's the level of disrespect I was dealing with.
So you came out the last time and you were furious and you were like screaming, "Get out of my house." And I kind of snickered and looked at my friend, and she looked at me and she snickered, and we were like, I can't believe she didn't do this
Was
like
I in
an
my
hour
pajamas?
ago. Yeah, you were in your nightgown.
I didn't care.
And your
I didn't care.
your nightgown was like, this is how pregnant you were. Like, your nightgown was like stretched to your belly. Like, we knew how pregnant you were. And it was one of those like almost moo type
Mm-hmm.
pajamas.
Yeah.
And you could see how pregnant you were.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, people thought I was due when I
Right.
was that
Oh, yeah.
far along
'Cause
because
Colton
Colton
was
was
so
huge and
big.
he was all up front.
Right. Right.
Oh my God, he was so up front
Right.
and his head was like in my ribs so much all
Ugh.
the time and his head was huge.
Yeah. So we laughed. We left because like, well, of course we, that's awkward. But when we left, we got in the car and I was just like, holy shoot, she is. I want to say she was badass because she was like, holy cow, she stood up for herself. She told everybody to get out of her house, like all warranted. But here I am. I think I was 18 years old. I graduated from high school, I think.
So I must have been 9. Yeah, because when I was pregnant, when I found out I was pregnant with Colton, I was 19.
Right.
And I had him. I turned 20 before I had him.
Right.
I was very happy about not being a teenage mom.
Goals. Check. So,
Utah.
Right, absolutely. Get married right when you graduate high school and get out of my house and go do your thing. I don't understand. But hey, we're going to control you even when you're married.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I digress. Anyway, so my first impression of you was, it always had been, even in high school, was like, oh, Jody's the best. Like, holy cow. Like, she speaks her mind. She tells people what, like, she tells people that her boundaries very loudly, and she's very firm, and nobody messes with her because she's the FAFO girl all the way. You didn't mess with her. I honestly, like, there's a lot of people in high school that were probably very afraid of you.
Well,
and my when I see women like that, it's not a fear thing with me. It's a respect thing. Even sometimes to a fault where I think that sometimes people who are almost Karens, I've been like, younger Angie was like, oh, I want to be like her, until I figured out that that wasn't a good thing either. Like, too much of that. But
yeah.
like for me, like, you impressed me by how you handled yourself and like took care of things, and like I was like, hell yeah, high five.
Well, that was a role that I stepped into at such a young age in my family. Like, I was the protector. I was the one that, like, if our stepdad was being a giant, crazy person, I would direct it towards me so that my mom and sisters were protected.
Right.
And so I
Right,
did
you
it
were
with
the fighter.
everything.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
the
the fighter,
fighter.
yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
And certain things I just would not allow, and I still do not. And I'm so proud of myself from like what I came up from, and I still was able to do that for myself and others.
Right.
Like I just, and that's like little Redster, my little brother, that was severely disabled. Like we had to stand up for him. We had to do all that stuff, and that taught me that yes, I will do that, and I will not just sit by while somebody is being mistreated, spoken down to. I don't teased. I don't care what it is. I will be the bad person.
Right.
Because I will not. If I'm not saying anything,
right,
it's me agreeing with what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely.
And at the youngest of an age, I used to get ridiculed about that constantly because if I was asked my opinion, I would say it.
Right.
And then I would get told, well, you're not supposed to feel like that. And I'm like, then don't ask me my opinion.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you.
Right.
So, yeah, that was that Jody.
Right. But then we didn't see each other till after Colton was born. Because at that time, I wasn't dating or seeing.
Well, and I knew you.
Right.
Because here's the thing, folks, is she's a year younger than me. And her name is my sister's name.
Right.
That is also her same age.
Right.
And so I knew of her, and I knew her younger brother, Steve, because he worked with my sister Tammy, that's a year older than me.
I forgot about that.
And so they worked at Smith's together.
Right.
And she was a cashier, and he was her bagger, and they got super close.
Right.
And so I knew Steve more than I knew Angie.
Right.
And then when I re-met Angie, I was like, oh, you're Steve's sister.
I've always been Steve's sister.
But no, I knew her first.
And Steve says, yeah, I'm always Angie's brother. I'm like, no, yeah, that's how it works.
But no, so when we met again in that situation, like I just was 100% me, and because I was working through what I was working through.
Right, absolutely. So then when we met again, I was with
your ex.
My ex. Yeah. And that's when we came to your house.
Yes.
For dinner.
So preparing for this, I was like, I think I remember when we first came back together and started hanging out afterwards. And I'm like, but I'm nervous to tell you when it is because what if I'm wrong? I'm like, and I was really working on like, okay, Spirit, help me out. Like, am I right? Am I wrong? And I'm like, just say it. And I told her, and it's exactly what I thought.
Right.
Me and my ex-husband had bought our first home in Roy, Utah, and her ex came over to have dinner with us. And I was super nervous seeing her, even though I was super proud of us I was 20, he was 22, and we had our infant baby when we moved into the house, he was like 3 or 4 months old. Mm-hmm. And then I found out I was pregnant again. Mm-hmm. Right as we were closing on our house. And I'm so thankful, now, but then my boys were 10 months and 3 weeks apart in age. And so, but so I was pregnant.
Right.
And you guys didn't even know I was pregnant at the time because we hadn't shared it with anybody.
Right.
But yeah, I was so proud of our house, and we were so young, and I just worked so hard. Mm-hmm. And so did my ex. Mm-hmm. And I remember feeling nervous because our kitchen was a gallery style kitchen. And I didn't have a place for a table. Right. So our table was in our front room, which those houses back then were the bungalows. Is that what they're called? Where they're like just a square house and with a basement, but everything is very boxy back then. Mm-hmm. And because it was like in the late 60s, I think is the home I bought. But it was perfect house. And it makes me sad that all I can remember from that is the fact that I was embarrassed because I didn't have a table. What did you think when you first walked in? Like,
I was already nervous anyway because my ex was your ex's best friend. They were best friends. And I was nervous because he talked about your ex-husband like he hung the moon and could do no wrong.
He did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Well, he really respected your ex, which is worthy because Bryce.
Right.
I mean, your ex-husband is he's a really good
He is
guy.
a good guy. And
Yeah,
I
he's a
don't I
good
don't
guy.
think Bryce will care if we say his name
Okay,
because we
that's
were
good.
married.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he deserves all of that
Right.
because he is an incredible
Right.
person.
Well, and
And
like
yeah,
when we all grew closer together, he was like a brother to me. Like I really respected him and I really looked up to him.
right.
Like he was family to me.
Yes.
Um anyway, so
Yeah.
I was really nervous and then I knew it was you. So it was even like more like
Oh, which Jody am I going to get?
no. It wasn't even that. It was like I wanted you to like me.
Mm.
Like I really wanted you to like me because well, first of all, I didn't want to disappoint my ex because well, you know.
Right.
We'll get into that later. But
Right.
I didn't want to disappoint my ex and I'm a young 18, don't know any better. Like and I was never taught about like relationships and like all of the things. Like that just was something that you learned on your own. Like my dad didn't take me out on dates or anything and show me all those
How you should be treated.
right. And both my parents worked, of course, you know. So like you didn't
How else could we do all the stuff we did
right,
if they
right. If they were home, my goodness. My mom would have fainted.
Oh yeah.
Not really, but probably. Anyway, so
You
where
just
was
really
I?
wanted to
Yeah, I didn't want to.
You were nervous because you didn't want to let down yourself
Right.
or your
Right.
ex
Right.
or you know the relationship that we could possibly have
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
I was
And-
feeling the same way.
Right.
I didn't know how to feel because I was like, okay, well I know her, but I don't know her.
Right.
I know that she's seen me in a couple different situations,
Right.
and I haven't been the best person at that time because of the situation at hand.
Right.
And so I was like, well, you know what? It is going to be what it is,
Right.
and that's it.
Right.
And
I don't even remember like if we came over for dinner.
Yes,
or if
we
it
had
was,
dinner.
Did we?
We had because I remember we made garlic bread. I just remember that because you know how we both can like put ourselves back into that situation and see it. I love our gifts, but I just kind of did that, and I see how Bryce and I used to put the garlic bread in a towel and put the towel over top of it. I forgot that we did that.
And I have a dog right here too.
Yes,
so
that's what you see his little head right here.
maybe you can see.
He's like,
I could hear him snoring, and I'm like, I wonder if the mic's picking that up.
yeah, I was nervous too, and I had a
Yeah.
conversation with Bryce about it before you guys got there because I was like, what if we don't get along? Like,
Right.
what if, and he was like, why do you? But here's the thing, friends. Guess what? I've always been awkward. I never really was shown like how to make friends.
Right.
Like how to, I was always to be not even really seen and not heard. Like, and I'm not kidding. Like that's the type of latchkey kid I was.
Right.
And I'm not, I know my parents did the best they could when they learned more, they did more.
Right.
Okay. It just is what it was.
Right.
And yeah, I had to stay outside until there's a reason why the news here in Utah had to say it's 10 o'clock. Where are your kids?
Right.
Like literally.
Right.
Because they're like, oh yeah, where are our kids?
Right.
But here's the thing. My mom would have already stood on our porch and yelled all of our names.
That's
we
funny.
were just supposed to magically know.
So it was the same at my house, except it was my dad. My dad would get home from work, and if we didn't see his truck or whatever, he would come out of the house on the front porch, and he would whistle. And his whistle was so loud. And we had to come running because we couldn't miss dinner. Like, we had to be there because if we missed dinner, we missed dinner. Like, that was it. And we just went to bed hungry. Like, it was,
wow.
But we never missed dinner. I mean, we never
Yeah.
missed. So, not that I remember even my brothers missing. They may have, but I doubt it. But he would whistle and, like, whistle.
Oh,
I could hear him.
In my ear.
I could hear him in my neighbor's house, like, kitty corner house. While I was listening to her radio, listening to like Tiffany, I think it was
I think we're alone
Yeah.
now.
on repeat. And I could hear my dad's whistle over that. And then I'm like, ah! And if I couldn't hear it,
Mm-hmm.
my neighbor would go, I think your dad's out on the front porch. And I would be, whoo, out the door. So yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
No,
But yeah.
it turned out just great. I think we had spaghetti and garlic bread
Yeah.
and green beans, actually.
Yeah. I remember our conversation because we talked about how we knew each other but didn't know each other.
Mhm.
Like our lines were kind of
Like you were the same age as my sister Angie, and we went to the same school, and I saw you and all the things.
right.
However,
And how I knew your sister, like all
and
those
Tammy
things.
and all
Yeah.
this, yeah.
Mhm.
And what's crazy is,
Well, I didn't know Tammy. I knew Angie.
but I know we talked about Tammy because Steve talked to you
Right.
about Tammy.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like everything was very,
Yeah. We were trying to relate to each other. That
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so.
But then when we left, like right when we were leaving, Bryce was like, "You guys want to do this again?" And we were like, "Yeah, absolutely," because it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, didn't we play cards or something
yeah,
too?
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when we played Rummy all the time.
Absolutely.
And some other games
Mhm.
that I literally mix up in my head. And I'm like, oh, what games do we play? I mix like all these games together.
Yeah. Well, we played a lot of
Yeah.
games, even
So much
when
fun.
I wasn't with my ex.
Yes.
And I would come to your guys' house.
Yes. We did that all
Because
the
I
time.
remember your brother-in-law at the time, and we would play Risk. And I was so good at Risk. I was so good at
Ryan?
Risk.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
And I would win, and he would be so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Isn't
mad.
that crazy? Oh my gosh. I just realized that I had a Ryan on my side and Bryce's side.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many
names. Yeah. Like name things like
repetitions.
Yeah, like Jody and Angie, there's a lot of Jody and Angie.
Yeah.
Like around me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Angie and Steve and Angie and Mike. My dad, his name is Mike, and my ex-husband's name is Mike.
And Jody and Jackie's. My wife is named Jackie.
My brother's name is Mike and Sean.
Uh-huh.
Michael Sean. And Matt too. Angie and Matt. And Matt's my husband.
Right.
So yeah, and Jody and Jackie. And there's like a lot of those things. But there's something else too. There's another Jody and I can't remember. But I was thinking about it the other day at the store. Like I was like walking through Smith's, which is like Kroger. Walking through Smith's, and I was thinking about like the name relations.
Yeah.
And you and Jackie, like that's a thing.
Yeah.
But there's also you and someone else, and then Jackie and someone else that is the same name.
Yes.
Like I want to say it's Richard. It's not Richard, but I want to say it's Richard. I think that's just because I don't know.
It's Richard.
Is it? Oh, okay.
So because there's my biological father is Harold Richard Page.
Right.
And Jackie's grandpa went by Dick, but his name was Richard.
Yeah.
And so in our families, there's similarity in names too, but more than that.
Right.
Getting down into
And there's also Angie and Sean together too. There's a lot of that too.
Yes.
I have two brothers named Sean. One is a stepbrother and one is
yes.
But my biological is Michael Sean.
And Sean and my side, and this is the thing, we have this in our own separate lives, but we have it together too.
Right.
So I had a stepbrother named Sean. I don't know if I ever told you that.
No.
My half sister, we share the same biological father, Blakely. Her half brother was named Sean.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like he's still living. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
and then I have another relation with Sean, and the Sean name too. But
you do?
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Oh,
we're not gonna talk about
right. I'm like,
who? It's okay. It's okay.
Anyways, yeah. So
craziness. And this was. So what year was Colton?
So Colton was born in 94. So this was 1995, folks.
Right.
This was literally, we moved in there. I want to say right before Christmas in 1994. So when you guys came over, it was close to your birthday, so it was in January, I think.
Okay.
January or February.
96
of
or 95.
95.
Mhm.
Because I had
Right.
Tucker in August of 95.
So I would have been 20.
So I was
No.
turning 21 that summer. Because I literally, if I would have had Tucker a week early, because I had Tucker 3 weeks early,
Mhm.
and he was still 7'7" because I just have giant babies. If I would have had him a week earlier, I would have had both of my boys when I was 20.
Yeah.
That's
That's
how
right.
close in age
That's
my boys
right,
were.
yeah.
But I turned 21, and then a week later I had Tucker. Thank God. Having two kids. Oh my God. And yes, folks, I know how it happens. One time. I'm not kidding you. I was like, my coffee tastes weird. And me and my mom started crying. That's how I found out.
Yeah.
Not that I am so thankful I have my
Oh,
children.
yeah.
But at the time, I was like, I literally had a 3-month-old baby.
I love how you used to call yourself Fertile Myrtle.
Oh,
the
I
whole
was.
time.
I literally, all I had to do was think about it. Well, when I got pregnant with Shelby, let's just go there, my last child. I literally had taken my last birth control pill because I was going to get more, but I'd taken my last birth control pill the week before.
Mhm.
I got pregnant. I know the day that she was conceived because, let's
Yeah.
just be honest, didn't really have sex that much, you know? And so I know when she was conceived.
Right.
I know exactly where, and it just
Right.
makes me laugh.
Yeah, so I was turning 20 then? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That makes sense.
So you had probably just turned 20.
Okay.
Because your birthday was in January,
Mhm.
and then I was turning, so we were the same age. So
Oh.
with all of that, after we met, then it just became like an
Yeah, it was
all
organic.
the time
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
It just naturally,
Yeah.
like, because our exes worked together
Right. Right.
and all the things.
Right. And so we were hanging out a lot together.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. And then it just morphed from there.
Right. And then we would go out and we'd go dancing
Oh,
together and
yes.
and can you hear him snoring?
He sounds like he's grinning.
He does. But we were really a lot together. And I think it grew even more so when I turned 21. Because
Yeah.
then we were going to the bars and stuff together all the time, and going drinking together all the time. And it was like all of us going
Mhm.
together. And then when our significant others were out of town,
We would.
we would go anyway and go
Uh-huh.
dancing and have a good time.
That was so
So,
much fun. And then karaoke.
right. And then singing, yes,
and then
definitely.
singing.
And I was always at your house.
Hmm.
Always at your house. And then I got pregnant. And things changed dramatically. And then
Well, and Jordan and Shelby. Oh,
right. That's okay.
Okay.
You can say Jordan.
Jordan and Shelby. Shelby was born in October of 97. And Jordan was born in March
Yes.
of 98. 97?
98.
98.
Mhm.
So when Jordan was born, Shelby was still going through all the medical stuff.
Right.
My daughter was really, really sick.
Yeah.
So we had to keep away from public and stuff.
Yeah.
But because I was around you more than any of my own family.
Right. Right.
Like I was around you more than Bryce.
Right.
And because of how he worked out of town and stuff. And
Mhm.
so it just was so natural. And I was a stay-at-home mom at that time
Right.
because I had 3 babies that
babies.
I couldn't.
Right.
I had one experience with a babysitter in her house. It was her daycare, and she abused my kids. And she's lucky she's living still.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why it literally that my kids went to her 3 days. And it wasn't even like a full day. Like my mom had to go pick them up because I was freaking out, and then I quit. And that's why I stayed home because I couldn't. My check would have went all to
Right. You're just working for
Yeah.
daycare. Yeah.
and
That's not.
yeah,
even
it's not even.
worth it.
And so it was really hard though, and we really had to work through it and
Right.
figure out what we were doing. But that's why. And so there was no way on God's green earth I was going to have your baby, my fourth child, go to anybody else.
Right.
Like, there's no
Right.
way. And
Right.
I mean, became a time when that had to happen, but he got to spend his first
Yeah.
several months with me.
Yeah.
So I feel very grateful and blessed that happened for me, for you, for him, for everybody involved, because that's what you do for people you love.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, and I was very grateful for it too. I remember when I had to ask you, and you were like, "You don't even have to ask me."
Yep. That's it was what it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've known each other for a very long time.
A very, very long time. And, all I can think of right now is the first time that I felt, I don't even know what the right word is, but I felt like I could trust our relationship enough. And I know that's a weird way to say it, but I could trust our relationship enough to tell you about the things I saw and the things that all the things.
Yeah.
Because I kind of would talk about it sometimes, but not really. There was a part of me that I just thought that everybody did what I did, but I didn't. But I see spirit, and back then I saw a lot of spirit all the time, and certain spirit at certain places, and it was a lot to handle, and I didn't know how to deal with it. But then,
because we didn't get talked to about that kind of stuff,
no, like at all,
and even my mom, with her knowing, like, didn't know how to talk to me about mine and about the things that I see or I know or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the things that I would do even as I was little.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't know why I was doing it. I just did it. Like, it just felt natural, and that's what I did. And I didn't talk to anybody about it because nobody talked to me about it.
If I talk about any of my spirituality or what I believe in and the gifts that I have around some people, they get really offended.
Right.
And which is offensive to me.
Right.
Like, well, that's what I feel, and you have the right to feel everything you feel too, but they have the right to feel the way they feel about me, and it's none of my business. So I just leave that to them.
Right.
So they can feel however they want to feel about me. I just hope it's all good. That's what I put out in the universe, because what you put out, you get back.
Right.
So,
and I'm okay with being the villain in someone's story.
I am too. I never used to be.
Right, me either. I was always trying to be a pleaser, and then I realized I couldn't please anyone, and all I was doing was hurting myself.
Yes.
So, and it's kind of a victim mentality, and so I mean, it's taken years, but I've gotten to the point where now it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter to me. My opinion is what matters the most, and my husband's as well. Not all the way, like not with everything, but those are the two people that matter the most. Mm-hmm. So everybody else can either be in my tribe and be in my vibe, or I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that.
And honestly, like how you said, like what your first impressions were of me, or what you thought of me when we met again, like that, when I met you as an adult, I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know you, but I knew of you.
Right.
And I am a person I have a lot of feelings about certain things.
Yeah.
And about everything, really, which everybody should.
Right.
And back then, I used to share those opinions very often.
Right.
I now understand that it's my opinion, and I can keep it to myself or share it, whatever. But I'm a little bit more gentle about it these days.
Right.
If you ever get,
you need to be kind.
if
Like
you ever
our
get
mom, we just need to be kind.
a message from me or like talk to, but like if I talk to you and I'm stern with you,
Mom voice.
mom voice, it's because you need it. And it's usually not me, it's spirit. So when people need a talking to, spirit's like, hey, Jody will do it.
You've always
But
done.
literally, my first impression of you was I knew that I could share things with you.
Yeah.
I just knew that you would get it in a way nobody else did. And I didn't understand how I knew that. And it kind of freaked me out through this podcast that I do not like saying anymore. And but is one of them. It's one of the biggest things, and it's so hard to remove it from your vocabulary sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, not but. And
There you go. There you go.
no, I seriously though, I knew that I could trust her, and just how my knowing was telling me, because that is how I get my information. I
And I feel like I
things
told
and
you
all
some
the
things
stuff.
too that made it easier for you to
Yes.
talk about. Like I had
Yes.
told you some things that had happened or that was weird about me, and then you were like, "Oh,
Ooh, woo.
oh, she opened the door for me."
Yes, I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because when I feel safe and seen and heard,
Right. That's everyone.
it is, I have diarrhea of the mouth. It's usually good stuff coming out,
Right.
but it's all at once.
Yeah.
So
Not bad.
it's not bad, but it's a lot sometimes. And yeah, but that was my is like, oh my gosh, soul sister, like
Yeah.
holy crap,
Yeah.
like from the second that I connected with you, and that was the thing. It's like I just felt that connection,
Right.
and before I even know what this meant, I felt like we had traveled lifetimes together.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that meant. And I think we kind of had a conversation
Yeah.
or really worked on, because
Right.
we didn't try. We actually worked on trying, like figuring it out. There was no try about it.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it really confused us in bits and pieces and some things. But then the other things were like incredible.
Right.
And so I when I met you, I was like, oh my God, I have this person in my life now that I can talk about the woo-woo things that people look at me side-eyed when I talk about.
Right.
And she's like, tell me more.
Right.
That's like what I felt. I was like, okay, let's go get a big Ed and let's talk about it. We worked through some stuff, friend.
Yeah.
So yes. So basically, after we first met each other as adults again, and started like literally hanging out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't even just with our spouses or our partners. It was, we were just together. Anyways, I lost my place of what I was saying.
Well, we just have known each other for so long, and we have been through so much together, and our healing journey has been together. So that's why we're doing this.
Yes.
Everyone needs an outlet, and everyone needs to be able to talk to somebody and talk about things and feel normal. And I think that's the biggest reason that we're doing this, is to feel normal and to let
normal in our weird.
Yeah, let other people understand that weird is normal.
Right.
And you don't always have to wave your freak flag, but you have them. Everybody has them. And it's okay to have them, and you don't have to pick yourself apart for all of the things. And we all have trauma, and we all can get through it, and we all can heal from our wounds and become better people.
100%. And honestly, like the thing we're not talking about right now is there was a time when we didn't speak.
Right.
Like 15 years. Like seriously, holy crap. So we had a falling out, mainly due to me.
No, well.
Yeah. It was. I was an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm proud to say that.
Yeah.
Wasn't proud of the stuff that separated us. However,
we had to be separated
to heal from certain things and
Right.
learn certain things separately,
Right.
because I feel like we would have unintentionally held each other back.
Right. Absolutely. I totally
100,
feel that.
because there are things I did that if I would have been with you, we would have never done them.
Right.
And the same thing for you. I
Right.
know, because
Right.
our
Absolutely.
fears would have taken over,
Right.
and we wouldn't have just worked through it.
Right. And we would have validated our own fears.
Yes,
To
100%.
each other. Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about, how sometimes you have to do that.
Right.
And honestly, it never really made sense to me, because she felt more like a sister to me
Right.
than anything else.
Right.
And not like, yes, friend, but
Right.
more than, I can't even explain it. And so to have her in my life and then out of my life and then back in my life is incredible. So when we started talking again, I was just in a completely different place than I ever had been.
Right. Absolutely.
Spiritually, everything.
Absolutely.
Like I'm a very spiritual person. I am not a religious person, and I'm very thankful for the spirituality that I
Right.
have.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just, where we go from here is exciting.
As close as we weren't on a mature level
Mm-mm.
of closeness that we are now.
No.
Like, I think it's so much different and evolved. I think I want to say I think it's more organic and beautiful and deep than it was before. I think it's not as raw and like rushed to. I don't know.
It's almost like I know exactly what you're talking about, because it's hard to think about the unhealed version of myself.
Right.
And so for me, like thinking back to that time,
It was almost like chaos energy.
Yeah.
Like just so like because we basically like I was saying off camera is we were basically pulling ourselves through life, through
Mhm.
the motions, like pulling each other through what we needed to get through to be able to even survive life.
Being poor as
Right.
poor could be.
Right.
Figuring out the cheapest meals we could possibly
Right.
do with the 4 kids and me and you.
Right.
And like those are things that we worked through
Right.
as I was married and she had a significant, no, at that time you didn't have a significant other, because you,
and I wasn't getting any help.
no,
Not
you were
financially or anything.
none,
Nothing.
0.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
were helping each other.
Right.
And before we even knew what we were really doing,
Right.
we were
Right.
already doing it.
Right.
Because I remember having a conversation. And this is how we do things sometimes.
Right.
We do things so backwards.
Oh my God, yeah.
But
we used to.
Yeah, we
I
used
don't
to.
think so.
We were having a conversation about what you were going to, or how you're going to do, and how we're going to make it and all this stuff. I'm like, we're already doing it. Just
Right.
keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, let's just figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the only time that we had to work through it was when, and I hate to say this, is when Bryce was home.
Right.
But he was gone so much.
He was gone so much.
And I don't fault him for that. That's how we
Right.
survived.
Right.
And
he was making the money.
he was
Mhm.
making the money, and I was taking care of the kids
Right.
and all the things. And we were both doing what we needed to do.
Right.
We were doing our part to get through what we needed to get
Right.
through.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he was very thankful that
Right.
we had each other.
Right. Oh, right.
And
Absolutely.
so for the
like
longest,
I said, he was like
yeah,
a brother to me.
he
Like,
really was.
Yeah.
And he got it, but then taken so much shit. Sorry. So much. Taken.
We're past the 3-minute mark.
But he got it. He got our relationship so much so.
Right.
However, he took a lot of crap from
Oh, yeah.
his friends that all worked
of
together.
course.
They all worked together. And so it was a constant thing.
And it was a jealousy thing, too, because they wanted to be in his position.
See, and neither one of us understood that.
Well, one of the friends talked to me about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
talked to me about that a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and there was one of the friends that talked to me about some stuff too,
Mhm.
but they would only talk to me about stuff when it was just me and them.
Right.
And
Same.
so
Mhm.
I mean, and I'm very thankful for that person. And I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of things that helped us along the way,
It's
and
the
I'm
same
thankful
person.
for it. I know it's the same person, and I'm trying really hard not to say his
Right,
name.
don't say his name.
I'm not going to.
Don't say
I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah.
Just very thankful, you know.
Right.
And then there's other people that was in the situation that literally worked on making our lives a living hell.
Right.
And I'm not kidding.
Right.
And it's like, why would you want to do that? Like,
right.
it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
She's working through everything she needs to work through.
Mhm.
So why would you try to hinder anything like that?
Mhm.
That's the person that I had. But that person tried to create a lot of havoc for a lot of people and all the things, and I didn't know until way after the fact.
Yeah.
But we worked through a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we were there to support each other before we even realized really what we were doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because we were both so unhealed.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And we both watched each other go through trauma that we shouldn't have gone through.
Right.
This is us.
This is, yeah.
This is us.
And this is 100% us. Like,
Right.
in the rawest form.
Right. And we just wanted this first episode to introduce ourselves and to talk about our relationship and talk about how long we've known each other and where we are and why we're so connected. Thanks for listening.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. And we cannot wait for the next episode.
Yeah, stepping in the light, used to walk through the shadows. Now I'm building my own throne. Last year had my name on the ground. Now I'm wearing my crown like it was always my own. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me go. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. Hands shook, heart broke. I kept picking up the pieces from the floor. Now I laugh with the windows down like the wreckage was a door I couldn't ignore. I got scars, but they glow. I got fire in the road. Every bruise turn gold. Watch me rise, watch me rise. This is what healing looks like. This is what healing looks like. I feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I'm coming back whole. This is what healing looks like. Healing looks like. Healing looks like. I was never gone, just under the dirt. Now I bloom to